We're going to start off today's video with something I forgot to do in the last video. I'm wondering if you guys remember what that could be. We left off with putting in this freshly coated rear subframe and all new coated arms. I know you can't really see it in there. And then we visited Jesus at his house where he has this awesome setup. He has an alignment rack in there. And then we also corner balanced the car so the car is sitting right, it's looking right, and it's driving amazing. And then the videos before that, we also boosted the KA that was in here. My friend Zach fabbed up the intercooler piping as well as fabbing up the intercooler itself. I did finally attach the vacuum line to the blowout valve, so I haven't even test driven it yet. We'll see how it sounds later. And I also stole the oil cap off of my RB because the stock oil cap would not clear this rail. I never thought I'd have a clearance issue with an oil cap. Kind of strange. All right, how many of you guys guessed differential fluid? You would be correct if you did. While Tim and I had the diff out of the car, we were rolling it around and we noticed not much fluid was spilling out, which is kind of alarming. So I'm hoping this diff isn't destroyed. It is a VLSD, which is factory to the 300ZX. And to my surprise, it actually locked up. The forum guys back in the day would tell you it would not lock up, but proved them wrong. This tow hook in the back is so convenient for jacking the car up. Man, I don't even know where to put the jack stand now. It's so fresh and clean. Here's our extra crusty diff. I'm gonna take off the fill plug first and then the drain plug, because if you take off the drain plug and this is stripped or seized, then we're just gonna have no fluid. All right, that does come loose, so we are good there. I'm curious to see how shiny this fluid's gonna be. Ooh, that's nasty. Oh, it smells so bad. Is it shiny? Maybe not too bad, I guess. Looks like the magnet got a decent amount of debris. That's pretty normal, I think, right? No chunks, that's the main thing. You don't really want to see chunks. Now, since this seals through the threads, I'm gonna put the sealant tape on it. All right, ready to rock? Oh, dang it. There we go. Now this is where having the fluid come in a bag would come in handy, or if you have one of those pumps that you can just put in one side and then into the diff. We don't have that, so we're gonna get crafty with this extra hose. Just gonna stuff it in the diff. Oh, fish that up in there, and then we'll just have the bottle fill from over here. This is much more ideal. You can see the hose there, fish it all the way up, took the wheel off, put a funnel on the end of the hose. Look at that. Perfect. And now you can see all the nice arms. Now we just gotta not spill. I just finished putting the two bottles in and the capacity is just under 2, it said, which is perfect because it looks like it's starting to drip out. So now we can put that fill plug on and clean up this mess. It did drip a little bit too. Ugh. All right, she's all cleaned up. I'll put that in my maintenance log so I can track it. If you plan to change the diff fluid in your car, I suggest looking into the rating. Now, yes, there is the weight, 75W90, that's correct. But for the differential on this car specifically, it requires GL5. And as you can see right there in the back, GL5. Now, you don't want to put this in your transmission if your trans takes 7590, just like the Z does. You want to put GL4, but again, you got to look at what the rating is for what you're driving. If you put this GL5 in your transmission, it'll eat up the synchros. Not a good time. Hooray! Tim has invested into his car once again. What'd you get?
Interior lights are blue.
Oh yeah, that's why we're taking the seat out.
Yeah, P1 bucket seat, my first bucket seat of my whole life.
Dude, this thing is so clean. Check it out. You also got some rails to match it. Oh, fresh out the packaging. This thing is clean. Wait, that extends too?
Yeah.
What?
So like, usually when I'm drifting, I stick my phone. Dude, look, this is the perfect thing. So I usually put it on the passenger seat and just play music and just stick it right in there.
That's pretty neat.
But yeah, super useful.
Lounge chair. Your steering column moves? This thing's fancy.
Yeah, you know me.
Nice. We gotta take off the seatbelt and transfer it onto the new bracket that he has. confirmed the rails fit the chassis. Got the seat in the car. Now we're just trying to adjust the tilt that's going to work for Tim. As it sits right now, we're already hitting the B pillar, so we're going to try and maybe raise the back a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not very ideal to just be resting on the B pillar. Other than that, this seat looks really nice.
Thank you.
Little P1.
The suede is such a nice touch.
Yeah, the suede is nice.
Nothing that bad.
Alright, we just moved it up one notch. Now we have clearance of the B pillar. Alright, do another test sit and see if you like that position. It's cool that it's on rails and sliders. You can actually move the seat around.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Potentially.
Oh, there you go.
That's pushing into the B pillar a lot, but that's ideal.
Good spot.
Yeah.
See if it clears a door card. Oh, it's good.
Yep.
Alright, we're locking her in for good. This is where she's staying. We ended up adjusting some brackets. We noticed that the seat was sitting a little off center.
Very off center.
Yeah.
You could see from the front the P1 was like crooked, and when you sat back here, the whole head was like pointing to this B pillar right here. 2 notches from left to right.
Isn't that strange? We thought, you know, traditionally when you put on a seat onto a seat bracket, you would just match left to right where the bolt is on the bracket. But I don't know, maybe it's because, like you said, the transtonal area was sitting higher than this side, so that would explain why it was so far shifted. But luckily we got it figured out. It's sitting in there pretty cool.
It's awesome.
We have made it to Nate's house, working on Tim's car. We are replacing the lower control arms because Tim found some play within the ball joint where it connects right here to the knuckle. And since this is a Midwest car, all of the cotter pins are completely rusty and breaking off, so we're trying to punch these out right now so we can get the nut off and then separate it from the knuckle. And then the rest of the bolts that are attaching it to the subframe.
There's only 3 more.
3 more?
Oh yeah.
Well, the punch wasn't really helping too much. It basically just flattened it out. So now we're just going to try and impact it in hopes that it will just go past that cotter pin point. Well, that was my fear, the whole ball joint spinning. So we decided to jack it up so that it would have tension in between this point and the control arm. Since it was just free spinning, now they're kind of sandwiched together with all that pressure in between. Dude,
yeah.
Man, that's gonna be one hot bolt or nut.
Shit. Alright, I'm gonna lower it.
Go for it.
Oh,
yeah.
Free
right
immediately. Ooh, that'll happen on those big jobs.
Yeah, so this is the cup we need to try and free up. It's moving.
I feel it.
That's good. We got these 2 bolts out from the back end of the subframe.
Is this thing not strong enough?
That's a weird looking bolt.
Where shall I swing it?
There you go. Very noisy. Wow, this is pretty beefy for aluminum. Let's see how your ball joint actually looked. That's pretty loose. It was noisy, you said?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it goes in like
It's like that. Yeah, it's the right one. Wow, it comes with these metal pieces too?
Yeah.
The bump stops? I'm surprised.
Yep. Yeah.
It all looks intact.
And these are not replaceable, so that's why I needed the whole arm.
Oh, we have to take this off?
For sure.
That's because it slides into an aluminum knuckle. Got a stick on your neck somehow.
Really?
It's kind of random.
Okay, please don't spin off.
Oh man, this is tight. We ended up running to the parts store to rent one of these pullers because we couldn't get that cone off.
Yeah, ball joint cup or whatever they call it.
Gotta assemble the tool? What is this? That's crazy, like the nuts and bolts are all separated too. We had very low success rate here with the puller and the cup. So we found out that a parts store sells the ball joints, not the whole control arm, but just the ball joint with the cup. So we're gonna have Smokes pick it up on his way here I've already begun installing the new control arm onto the car. Tim's doing the other side. Something interesting that I've noticed is that we have to swap over these little bushing things to the new control arm.
New cotter pin, who dis?
That's a new one? Oh yeah.
Pretty.
It's so cool how they're aluminum. They're pretty light for how beefy they are.
For real though.
Since these bolts that we took off were kind of crusty and had a lot of corrosion on them, we're going to put some grease on them so that they come off easier if we ever have to take them off again. I had someone ask in the last video what we use. This is just multi-vehicle Moly fortified gray grease superior performance. I don't know. Just any chassis grease will work. Nice. So we went ahead and just bolted in the new control arm. We were able to fully tight this rear section here because, unlike other areas such as this front part, the bolt goes through a bushing. So you want to have the suspension compressed, have all the weight on it so that way you don't tear the bushing. But the rear one is not like that. You can bolt this one fully down because no matter where the suspension is, it's still going to sit in the same spot. I hope that makes sense. Tim went ahead and loosely put on the nuts and bolts over here to hold on the sway bar link. And also I've realized I've never seen a setup quite like this one. The sway bar connects to the sway bar link, of course, but the sway bar link is long and it actually is the mount for the coilover. It's the lower bolt for the coilover. I've never seen something like that. That's pretty cool. Smokes came by and brought some pipes for Mr. Tim.
It's not all mine.
Stop making your VQs sound like poop.
Yeah, that's good. What do you have here?
Dual resonated Y pipe, big ol' resonators, and now I got a Gretty muffler, and yeah, that's about it. Long tube headers. So we'll see.
We'll see. It might storm here. There's supposed to be like some dangerous tornado. We'll see if that even happens.
Dude, an earthquake last night by my house, and I slept right through it.
Oh, you're crazy.
I can't sit under
Dude,
that.
I didn't know what was going on.
Also, Smokes brought some cups for us. So these are going to slide over the ball joint here on the lower control arm, and then it also fits into the knuckle. Like I said before, this is common for putting onto aluminum knuckles. You can see how nicely that fits in there. There's no play, no gap. Perfect. I know I film a lot of bugs on the channel here. Who knows what kind of bug this one is? Oh, he's just jumped around.
Get him out of here. Yeah. Where's he at?
Wow, you look scared.
It was huge.
It was pretty big.
All right, it's gone.
We got Tim greasing the cotter pins here because we're not going to mess around with no rusty cotter pins again.
Never again.
We had this wheel, I guess the rotor assembly, the hub assembly, fully jacked up and just enough to where that jack stand started to creak, so we knew that there was enough weight on that corner of the car. And then we tightened all of the nuts and bolts so that we didn't wear out the bushings. Oh, that slid in there nice, dude.
Yeah. How should I bend it both ways or bend it one way? Usually
Up
do
to
that.
you, man. It's your car.
I'm gonna bend it both ways.
All right. With every repair comes a test drive. Then you got the blue lights in here too? How's she driving?
Really good. I love how it drives, but I hate how it sounds. And that's what's on the agenda today.
That's what's next, baby. Before clip. Honestly, it's not bad at high RPM.
At all. Right when it gets to high RPM, it actually sounds good. And I think that's just the characteristic of the HR. It revs really, really high, and honestly, I think that they sound good. But everybody straight pipes them, or just puts a muffler, or installs no exhaust whatsoever. This car already has a resonator that's a mile long. It's like a Toyota resonator that's huge.
It is a long one.
And has a Gretty muffler, and it still sounds this loud.
The drone. Oh, and the rattle right there.
Rattle, drone, constantly in your ears, no matter where you accelerate from. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. It's never quiet.
Loud.
It's never quiet. I'd like to just be able to drive around a neighborhood without feeling embarrassed.
All right, this is the last before clip that we're filming of this exhaust. got that raspy VQ sound.
It's so bad.
Not for long. Previous owner converted the flanges to use slip fits. So we're gonna take off the slip fits, take off the 2-bolt flange, and then drop the whole exhaust. Tim got all the clamps off. The flange is free in the back. We're gonna try and push the whole exhaust towards the rear since these slip fits slide over the manifold. Oh, dude, like 2 more hits, it's probably out. 2 hits. Finally got the old one out. Had to beat it off the slip fits.
And it looks like end to end.
So we've had some trouble installing this exhaust. Unfortunately, both of the exhaust pipes here and the manifold here where we're matching up were the same diameter, meaning that the pipes did not slide inside each other. So we just ran to the parts store and got some of these slip fittings. We're gonna just slip it on over. Oh, so far so good. How's that side?
Right over it.
Right over it. Can you go in enough?
No. Unless.
You need some persuasion. Oh, it's moving. You just gotta push it up a little bit.
Okay, how's that?
Oh, dude, that's good. That's good. Yeah, here, start the bolts.
I don't have
Oh, a gasket?
gasket.
You want the new gasket?
The new ones are all up there. I just wanted to make sure it fit. We need new, we need clamps up here anyway. We need to go buy those clamps.
Yeah, we forgot to buy clamps when we got these slip fits. Pipes and clamps, baby.
This is gonna fit. Okay. Huh.
What's up, dude?
Did I put it on the header first?
Yeah. Lined up pretty good there. What brand were these again?
What?
This Y pipe section?
Henko Auto Labs makes it.
Something else we're noticing is that the exhaust that's still on the car has a flange that accepts a donut gasket, and if you know what a donut gasket is, it's kind of recessed. So this is a regular flange that has like a flat gasket, and obviously if there's no donut, we're gonna have a slight gap, so there might be an exhaust leak here.
There definitely is a good gap there.
Yeah, this is fully tightened down, and we can see light shining in between here, so. The exhaust is fully tightened. We are ready for our very first test start. We're gonna leave it in the air so we can check under the car in case there's a weird noise or something.
A little bit of a rattle and rasp because of that, but I think the overall tone just got way better.
I think so too. Let's see where it's leaking. These are good. No leaks. It's good. Oh, so much, dude. There's a lot coming out right there. Parts run number 4 of the day. We decided to get a donut gasket to try and quiet that leak down. We're already under the car. Might as well fix it right.
And we're trying to prove a point here.
I didn't know they got the Japan sauce here. Ooh, a lovely view this time. Can we finish before sundown? At least this is nice and new hardware. Just gotta slide this guy in there. You can see where it's recessed too.
Would have made it just more difficult.
Moment of truth. Let's see how it sounds now. We're exhausted. Oh, so far so good. Still hear it up front, don't you?
Yeah, a little.
Oh, no leaks here. That's good. Oh, right there. Alright. Yeah, I found a tiny hole in the bottom of your exhaust. On the stock, well, I guess not stock, but the previous exhaust that's on the back, the resonator. It sounds good.
Yeah, overall, I like it a lot more, but it needs that one leak done and some break-in time.
Although we may not have gotten the exact desired sound out of Tim's G35, we know we made a step in the right direction. It has nice parts on it now, and we know what we need to do to make it right. Additionally, it was really nice to take a step back from working on my projects, because sometimes it does get a little bit overwhelming having so many project cars to work on. It's really nice to just step back and work on a friend's car, help them out with their project. Plus, it's always a good time hanging with Tim. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. Although it was a bit of a struggle, we got it all done, and that's what matters. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for another video. Don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already. Make sure that you're still subscribed. YouTube has been unsubscribing people. Make sure you're not one of them. See you guys in the next one. Peace. This manifold's gonna be clean.